FIFA 22, new skill moves. How to learn, execute, and master all of these maneuvers. Beautiful people, what's happening? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We have 9 new skill move maneuvers. We didn't rush this out. If you want to see individual breakdowns, I'm talking online, back and forth, freeze frames, please like the video, share it around the community. I can give you that razzle dazzle. I'm experienced in this department, a bit of a FIFA historian. And comment which skill moves up to this point have stood out for you, your form of expression. Let's talk ins and outs. It all starts in the arena. Can't stress this enough. And we're looking at the 4-point turn, which is where you're holding L2, at least if you're on the PlayStation, and then on the right analog stick, you're going to hit downward twice, 2 times. And it's always based on the way that you're facing. The best place to start, as you can see the 4-point turn, is in the arena. I don't care what anybody says, this should be your starting point. If you can't do a skill move facing all directions in the arena, you will not be able to execute this in-game. Sorry to break it to you. After the practice arena, you always need more of a traditional camera view. You can use skill games, you can go into squad battles, maybe you play against a friend. I would not recommend playing online matches such as foot champs, rivals, qualification games, and trying to implement new skills. Start offline. I really feel that the 4-point turn is going to have more value going away from the goal. So if, for example, you were turning this way, that's the resurface. Again. That's beautiful. That's so smooth. Keeper still saves it. 4-point turn cancellation. So the same as the 4-point turn, but now you've added L2 and R2. It allows you to cancel out of the skill. And you might ask, well, why is that valuable? By stopping the skill slightly early, it puts you in a position where you have a little more control. This will have high value if you're playing at an elite level. It also allows you to be stationary or to change direction on the fly. Competitive advantage. How the hell does the goalkeeper save? Let's add the cancellation. See how Messi just stops afterward. Otherwise, there's this additional sprint touch that is included on this skill if you don't cancel it. And I'm not saying that's going to be a negative, but it is a reality. Scoop, turn, exit. And the easiest way to set this up is to be in a stationary position, and you're going to do a scoop turn, and then you hit the opposite direction on the left analog stick. I can't stress the forward portion. If you're moving too far side to side, or you have one of those scoop turns that ends up being a 180, you're not going to be able to use the new addition here where you have that additional exit. So the best way to learn this skill is to start out stationary, scoop, and then you move opposite. Top corner. When learning the new variation of scoop turn, start off stationary and then practice and innovate and get used to instinctively being able to add in that new exit, that opposite direction. So we've got the likes of Messi. There it is. Pinpoint perfection. Okay? And I actually feel this is going to be extremely valuable throughout the year. It's very quick execution, and you can fake out defenders. It gives you a bit of an explosive touch. Bang, bang. Even though the keeper makes the save. Skilled bridge dribble might actually end up being the new bridge dribble. Once again, holding L2, and then you're going to double tap R1, and you get a bit of a boost there, a little back heel action. One more time for our friends at home that might have missed it. There you go. Relatively simple. The hardest part of doing any of these new skills is just getting used to using L2 as a modifier, because that's not really something we're accustomed to doing. What I'm coining as the new bridge, even though it does look weird seeing Messi with a back heel, but there it is. Defender, oof, it's getting smoked. Maybe one more for good fortune here. Bang, bang. Oh, that's perfect. Pinpoint what you want to see. Explosive sprint. It's when you're holding R2, you're facing the goal. You get a bit of a jolt when you take off. I don't want to stress the that finish or this maneuver too heavy. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna use the explosive sprint. I noticed that you get degrees of separation. This is the first year where sprinting, at least in many years, is viable as a form of attack. And it is more viable than a lot of other skill moves. So the explosive sprint, I feel we should stress it. Explosive sprint is relatively simple. Boom. Do you see that? You see that jolt of pace? Again. Boom. I want you to notice this difference because it's new to FIFA 22. And it's a big reason that you've been able to use a lot of the baseline intangibles this year and get competitive benefits. You just have to make sure that you're facing the same direction that you're sprinting off into. But look at those legs move. No chance. Super knock on. While you're sprinting, you're going to double tap the right analog stick. It gives you a bit of a jolt. So one more time. Right analog stick. You see that separation. Will this be abused? I don't know. But I've seen people trying to use it a lot more down the wings. I feel that we should definitely open up the room. The super knock-on examples I actually feel are better with a defender. The key here is you're going to need space, and it might be even used exclusively with more of the wings. You see the heavy touch. You get the idea. Cross, overdid it. Here's defender, so let's take a look. Bam. Absolutely smokes the defender. Again, cross. I was going to say not perfect, too close. One more time. Up, I overdid it. You get the idea. There's room for this to have value. Manual dink dribble touch. So now while sprinting, if you click the R3 button, you get a little bounce. You're sprinting. See how the ball jumps up there? You have to click on the right analog, which is also known as the R3. This is maybe a better angle. It allows you to start that juggle, also to avoid a slide tackle, or even to set up a volley, potentially. I find the manual dink to be really interesting because you don't have to be sprinting to hit it, or you can be sprinting if you're going to hit it with the sprint. So if you were moving forward, you can still set it up with a little bit of a dink. So it gives you some variation. Some added creativity as well if you're looking to potentially hit volleys or set up volleys. Directional bridge. And you might say, this has been in FIFA. There are two new variations, whether you want to go left or you want to go right. Still holding L1 and R1. And then if you go to the right, bam, you see Mbappe there. If you go to the left, same thing, bam. That animation did not exist. One more time. L1, R1, right analog stick to the right. L1, R1, right analog stick to the left. That is a new animation in FIFA 22. First time spin. So kind of the key when receiving too is the player has to be stationary. There it is. Mbappe makes the man fall over. One more time. Offsides. You get the idea. It's going to be multiple 360s. A little more swagger. Those are the new skill moves in FIFA 22. Remember, if you want me to do in particular detailed specific breakdowns covering each of these, I'm talking online examples, how to set them up, how to implement and execute, drop some love on the video. Get in the comment section. If you have questions, I'm here for you. And if you want to stay connected, at Mike LaBelle, pick a platform. We do content daily, and I have a lot more coming out ASAP.